Hello, fellow citizens of Hickory Creek. I want to come to you today because I've received a letter from a fellow citizen who would prefer to remain nameless, mainly because he doesn't want any political payback. He doesn't want to be subjected to other types of political harassment. People in the past have found cop cars that would park out in front of their houses for days on end. It's a sleazy little town, but I do love it. Let me read you what he has to say. The facade of Tree City, USA. The hidden costs of progress. Is Hickory Creek Tree City status just a smokescreen? Introduction. Since 2007, Hickory Creek has proudly held the Tree City USA designation from the Arbor Day Foundation. For many residents, this title defines our town as a green sanctuary. But a closer look at the town's actions and its ledgers reveal a troubling pattern of environmental loss and financial opacity. While we celebrate our title, the reality on the ground tells us a different story. Since 2007, thousands of acres have been cleared and native habitats destroyed to make way for large-scale residential and commercial developments in the process. Tens of thousands of mature native trees, along with tens of thousands of smaller trees, have been razed in what has been our predominant tree canopy and wildlife habitat. In their place, developers typically plant 2 or 3 saplings in the front yard, leaving backyards barren and no place for wildlife to thrive. This creates a massive ecological deficit. A few saplings cannot begin to replace the canopy, habitat, and air quality provided by the thousands of trees we have lost. The tree fund mystery. The developer ordinances are supposed to protect our canopy. Developers who remove trees with a 6-inch caliper or greater must either replace them or pay the town's tree reserve fund. Predictably, developers chose to pay the fee rather than sacrifice buildable land. By ordinance, these funds are earmarked for one purpose: purchasing and planting trees throughout Hickory Creek. However, the numbers don't add up. The action. Between 2007 and 2024, the town has planted fewer than 100 trees using this fund, most of which were tied to small-scale Arbor Day photo ops. The accounting. The town does not disclose the tree reserves fund's balance in its annual budget. Instead, these restricted funds are rolled into a general fund, making them virtually untraceable to the average citizen. The bottom line. Despite repeated formal requests from concerned citizens, leadership has refused to provide a clear accounting of the tree reserve fund. Why is the money being buried in the general fund? If the money isn't spent on trees, where is it going? It's time to ask our leaders why our Tree City status looks more like a marketing gimmick than a conservation commitment. Evidence of mismanagement. The $900,000 reveal. The town has claimed that the tree reserve fund balance is too integrated to report. However, the veil slipped during a 2023 town council meeting. In a moment of inadvertent transparency, the town administrator revealed that the fund exceeded $900,000. To understand how a single fund can grow so large, look to the reserve at Hickory Creek Development. The developer of that 18-acre condo project east of the Olana reportedly paid $335,000 into the fund for their tree removals alone. If one 18-acre project generates $250,000, the total collected from all developments since 2007 is likely staggering. a token gesture in 2025. After a decade of minimal activity, the town council finally approved $20,000 in October of 2025 to purchase and plant 54 trees. While this is a step in the right direction, it represents less than 3% of the known fund balance. It is a token gesture that fails to address nearly 20 years of inaction to address trees and habitat loss. The Tree City price tag. To maintain the Tree City USA designation, an Arbor Day Foundation requires a $500 annual fee and a minimum expenditure of $3 per capita on forestry producing. The total annual fee since 2007, the town has paid less than $10,000 in application fees. The per capita requirement, based on the average population of 4,250, the town was required to spend roughly $145,000 over that period. The town likely claims that this $145,000 was spent on general park landscaping, yet the specific tree reserve fund intended for reforestation remains largely untouched for its legal purpose. Conclusion. The evidence leads us to a troubling conclusion. Hickory Creek's Tree City USA status is a title purchased with fees, not earned through conservation. While developers pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for the right to clear-cut our land, the money sits in a black box general fund, hidden from the public and rarely used to replace the canopy we've lost. What has this money been spent on? For the time, it is time for town council to provide a full line item audit of the tree reserve fund. Our citizens deserve to know exactly where our nearly $1 million of environmental mitigation money has gone. Speak out for change. Citizens are encouraged to speak up at town council or Parks and Rec board meeting regarding this issue, or write the mayor and town council members directly. When speaking or writing, you will find these resources useful for referring town policies and schedules. Hickory Creek Code of Ethics for evaluating official conduct. Town meeting calendar to identify upcoming opportunities for public comment. And the Hickory Creek meetings videos to review previous council web debates. Those wishing to do more on this important town matter are invited to contact this website. For citizens wishing to make their own inquiries and possible actions, requests can be submitted via our Hickory Creek submission portal available on the town's official website, www.hickorycreek.gov, or contact the city secretary who handles public records. The phone number is 940-497-3520. I want to tell you that I was responsible for planting a tree farm that currently sits right across the street from Walmart. I take trees very seriously. I take the environment very seriously. And I want to improve governance. I suspect the money will have gone missing, but I don't know because of a lack of transparency. Thank you very much, and please let us know what you think. Good day.